We're down here at the New York City Federal Reserve today. Why are you having this event?
Thank you all for being here. First off, thank you, Kat. We're here to commemorate the war of our enslavement, unwilling enslavement to the Federal Reserve banking behind us. This happened in 1913. Woodrow Wilson signed this bill into law on this day when Congress had no clue what the hell was happening. And they are. Got together under assumed names. They came up with this plan. They created a bill, and they created two bills. They actually lobbied against it. They tricked William Jennings Bryan into passing right when Congress wasn't paying any attention, had their heads up their ass.
And the public is, Christmas vacation stuff, and they did it deliberately.
I'm here today, and
what does the Fed do exactly? Since 1913, what have they been doing?
Making loans. Taking loans upon loans upon loans upon loans upon loans, loaning into the government and charging us taxpayer into this bank. The Federal Reserve is how Wall Street pretends to be the federal government.
And that's okay.
The Fed is exactly how Wall Street pretends to be the federal government, and it's how Wall Street keeps the federal government in debt to Wall Street perpetually. And
to borrow.
This reason, Republican Senator, I can't remember, the Federal Reserve, there had been articles drawn up to impeach the Federal Reserve. Article 1, Section 8, Clause 5 of the United States Constitution gives Congress the responsibility, and the duty, the right, and indeed the responsibility to create an economy
debt-free,
charging the taxpayer. And so
why do they do it? Why does
keep us in debt? To keep us in debt slavery, to keep us working harder than we need at exorbitant bonuses. It's our government from investing in ourselves, from investing in the 99%. This is why we don't have universal health care, why we don't have universal education, why we don't have any kind of assistance or basic guaranteed income. Our money itself is privatized when it should be a public utility. National Emergency Employment Defense Act, you know this. And the nearest under the Treasury, like it's supposed to be according to the Constitution. It outlaws fractional reserve lending, which is how the bankers can fund armies of lawyers to make any evil deed they want legal. And we have to spend money into existence. This is what the NYFed Act does. The NYFed Act spends money directly under 99%, or universal housing, universal health care, etc. It's just the first step.
So it's not just the Fed and banking, right? It's also health care. Like everything has been turned into for the public good and for
privatization of everything in our society started with the privatization of our money. The privatization of our money is what enables them to privatize. If we want to take our nationalize the Fed, we have to pass the NYFed Act. And the best person to talk to is actually right by me. This is Sue Peters over here.
Sue, do you want to say something?
Yes. I found out about the NYFed Act from Occupy Wall Street. Sue Peters had actually distributed flyers down throughout Occupy. I found one, and it took me a little while to get it through my thick skull, but here I am. Finally.
Yeah, we were always having events, and we had money, and we called them Bernanke bucks.
Sue is the director of the Alliance of Just Money.
No, I'm not a director.
She's my leader. She knows this history better than anybody.
So this is 107 years this is going on.
Yes. Much longer than that. Control of really, in terms of the whole country, really began with the Bank of England in 1694.
What is the government getting out of it?
Peanuts.
That's what I'm saying. Then regretted it. Why couldn't the government undo it then?
Well, the way it works is this. The very first law in 1694, where the government, these private bankers to create money. The first thing they did was they created the money and went into Parliament and bribed the Parliament. Money controls the government.
So the government didn't have to give them control of the money, though.
No.
And it doesn't have to right now either.
No.
So
it could end it like that.
And our Congress creates the money.
Right, the Treasury is supposed to do it.
Well, the Congress does it, and the Treasury executes their orders, their laws.
Yep, and most people don't know it. Because they call it the Federal Regency.
It's just Wall Street.
The money is literally created and perpetuated out of debt.
Out of what?
Debt.
Yes, out of private creation of loans to individuals, corporations, government.
So what is backing money today?
Money is a legal construct. It's found in the law.
It should be like backed by something good or just or healthy. I mean, and today it's what? Backed by war, oil, poppy.
Yeah.
It's backed by a federal law called the Federal Reserve Law. That's what the NYFed Act will change that.
And Dennis Kucinich started it, right?
He was helped by the American Monetary Institute, especially by that gentleman, Stephen Zerlanga, who wrote that book, The Lost Science of Money.
Right.
And by many people who helped them get it through Congress into a congressional committee where it stayed. We got to get it out of the congressional committee and out into the public.
Yep. I mean, I don't know how much worse things can get if they want to roll out this mandatory vaccine, but...
Well, this pandemic is the largest transfer of money in the history of the world, and it's a great plan to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish people would stop referring to money as wealth and stop calling millionaires and billionaires, millionaires and billionaires, because it's literally completely not accurate. And I write that comment like all the time if I ever hear like Bernie Sanders and anybody like, I mean, they do it all the time. People do it all the time. And so I'm, like if people just knew that money was completely illegitimate, I mean, these people, they're not genuine, legitimate millionaires and billionaires because the whole system is rigged. I mean, I don't see how people could possibly think of money as being real wealth when it's clearly at the expense of what's real, of nature, of humanity, of justice. Like, you can't have two wealths. Like, you can't have natural law, health, people, justice, truth have real value, and money, which is completely the opposite and at the expense of those things. It's got to be one or the other. So it's not hard to figure out which one is fraudulent,
I agree with that. Yeah.
Well, thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Okay.
Read this book.
Yeah. You love history. It's really good history.
Yeah, people need to get empowered.
History is important. If we don't know our history,
You're
we don't know the present.
destined to repeat
We
it.
don't know the present.
It's a vicious cycle. Break the vicious cycle.
Right, Sue?
Thank you.